Introducing the dumbest rules that there are in scootering, and I mean like some of the stupidest things that people say or whatever involving that. So in today's video, I'm going to tell you guys some of the dumbest personal rules that I think are existing in scootering right now or have existed, period. But first, I have never been to this skate park and we are here all the frick alone. This park is literally the size of a basketball court. It's very small. So let's see what we can do here. Well, we've been rudely interrupted by, well, one is rude, the other isn't. Well, it started snowing, but it's turning into water, so that kind of screws me up. Second thing, if you guys see, I'm rocking the merch. You already freaking noticed I'm hot. This is just dropping hoodie. You can literally just go grab yourself one at the link in the description. Saying the merch is flames. You know what's very interesting? I get a lot of people that ask me on a daily basis. The conversation goes like this: hey Roman, I want to make YouTube videos like you do and I want to ride scooters like you do, but how do you stay motivated? And my response to this is quite simple. There really isn't much motivation. The other word is called discipline, and a lot of you guys don't know what that is, and that's completely okay. But I'm gonna give you guys some free game. So take a look at it this way. Does it look like I want to be out here in 35-degree weather riding this little tiny skate park? It's literally kind of snowing. You want to be inside next to a fire, watch some TV, being uncomfortable. But I'm never really motivated to go ride and film and make all these great videos for you guys. I mainly do because I'm obligated to, and I think somebody should. And I know that person is me, and that's why I do it. Because for sure I know for a fact that I don't wake up out of bed and think, you know what, I cannot wait to go ride in the freezing cold. No, that's not how I think. Of course I want it to be 75 degrees and sunny with nobody here and just have the whole park to myself, but that's not how that works. Here's a little secret you guys should know. It's not always sunshine and rainbows. It's not. Like, this is not sunshine or rainbows at all. Also, go down below and let me know in the comments if you guys like this new style of video where I use the big camera a lot more than the GoPro. Regardless, I'm gonna try a whip Manny board heel on that. See how long this one takes me. Oh! Add an extra whip. Oh, that was so clean. That was me. So obviously this video is about dumb scootering things that are in scootering. So you clicked on this video for the dumbest things that are in scootering right now. Number one, this one's been going around for years. In fact, ever since the scooter came out, this has been a thing. Every scooter rider can relate to this. If you've ever been to a skate park that is inflated with skaters, you walk in and they all give you dirty looks. No matter who you are, if you walk into a skate park that is absolutely saturated with skateboarders and you walk in with a scooter, they're all gonna look at you like you have 6 heads or that you don't belong there, even though it's a skate park. And I've actually had some pretty bad incidences of this, like to the point where I was like so young and so scared, I just ran away. I didn't even feel like going there. Because 90% of these skaters are all 50 years old, have nothing else to do, and their joints break. And I guess they get upset that scooter kids ride skate parks nowadays. And this is a big result of scooter kids actually snaking, but that's not because they're scooter kids, it's just because they're kids. And it just happens. Like if there were skater kids, they're gonna snake biker kids. The same exact thing is the same thing. But for some reason, it just has a bad reputation with just scooters. And that actually brings me to number 2. People literally quit because in school, they're afraid that people are gonna think they're weird. I literally know people personally that have started scootering and completely quit because they were afraid of what people are gonna think in their school. This applies to a lot of you because most scooter kids are young. There's a pretty small population of scooter riders that are not under the age of 18. So the majority of them are still in school, like for sure. And I kid you not, people literally quit because they're afraid people are gonna think they're weird in school. Like that's crazy to me. Like why would you do that? But it happens quite often. My advice to those people, don't give 2 flying flamingos about your school friends, because I can guarantee you, you will not be friends with them after school. The only person I went to school that I still talk to nowadays is little man. So they really don't matter, especially for scootering. Also, another thing that I've noticed, that this only happens with scooters. It's like definitely like a biker or a skater could do this and have no issue, but if a scooter does it, it's a huge problem. This situation happened to me like a week ago. I'm at a skate park, right? And I'm about to hit this rail, but it's super rusty, so I'm like, I'm gonna wax the rail so I don't stick and die. Halfway through waxing this rail, some skater comes up to me, stop waxing the rail! It's gonna make it too slippery. I'm like, bro, do you see this junk? It is covered in rust. So because I didn't feel like arguing with this guy, I was like, all right, fine, I'll stop. 3 minutes later, I see a skater, by the way, that's important, go wax the same rail, and then that skater that yelled at me rode right by him, looked, and did nothing. I'm like, bro, come on. So that happens. You have to be careful when you're waxing stuff if you ride a scooter, because trust me, if you're riding a skateboard, it's okay. But if you're riding a scooter, no waxing. Obviously, I'm joking, but this situation's real, and it actually happens all the time. And it's not even a rule that scootering implies, it's everybody else goes against scootering for this rule. It's like scooter riders aren't allowed to wax anything because it's so bad. Another rule that I kind of sort of agree with, but it's also pretty stupid, and I only agree with this to an extent, but resi doesn't count. I think this rule is absolutely factual. If there's no reason you should be doing this trick to a resi, like if you're doing a double whip to a resi, get the frick off the resi, go to a box jump. But if you're like Ryan Williams doing triple backflip 360, there isn't a ramp you could do that on besides a mega resi. So depending on the trick, I don't think resi counts, but I also think it does if the ramp's just so big to the point where there's no ramp actually that size that isn't resi. Oh, this one's definitely gonna get a few people. If you ride switch-footed, that's a problem. Obviously, it's not a problem, but it is a problem to some people. Like I've seen people literally get mad because somebody else was riding in a weird stance and they did the trick the opposite way that they're actually technically supposed to. For example, if somebody stood regular and they tail whip to the right rather than the left, and people just got mad because it was the wrong direction, it was technically a heel whip. I saw this kid get literally yelled at for that. I'm like, why does it matter? Like imagine I'm regular and instead of tail whipping this way, I just decide to tail whip this way naturally, and people just got mad at him. Okay, the last one that I actually agree with, but it's also really stupid. It's the kids that do overheads, but they don't actually even go over their head. I'm gonna use a bri flip as an example. So a bri flip is when the scooter flips over your head and you land on it. A lot of people be doing it like in front of their head, doesn't actually go over their head, and it just doesn't look the same or have the same difficulty. There's been some Insta clips where I've seen people get flamed in the comments for not doing the bri flip motion right and not putting it over their head enough. Once again, it really doesn't matter. Another dumb one is riding ski. Now I only think there's a handful of actual like top tier level riders that even do ride ski. It looks like you're riding skis, and I think it looks kind of dumb. Another rule is you're definitely supposed to pick left or right, but I mean if you can't, it doesn't really matter, who the heck cares. Speaking of stance, another one that really is a serious deal. You can't be pushing Mongo these days, bro. Like you can't. This is another one I kind of agree with. It's the stupidest and least productive way to push. I mean this with love, but if you push Mongo right now, you better learn how to stop. Like seriously, come on, bro. 2024 and people still pushing Mongo? We gotta get that out of here. Speaking of out of here, I'm out of here. I'll catch you next time. Later.